Hi, everybody. Welcome to my fake podcast, Hammer Time, where I interview my coworkers to get the answers to life's greatest questions, or at least questions around financial and retirement planning. So again, today I have Deb Cundiff here with me to talk about the bucket plan. So I know that we have a lot of planning here at Hammer Financial.
We do.
And I hear the bucket plan all the time. I know we have a book, The Bucket Plan, but I don't really understand what the bucket plan is. Could you explain it?
I would love to talk about that. In our previous podcast, we talked about sequence of returns risk, and we talked about how do we address that risk through the bucket plan. So really, our bucket plan philosophy is meant to address our financial needs in the distribution phase of our lives, right? We need income coming in our retirement, and we segment dollars for purpose. So we have now, soon, and later buckets. The now bucket, as you might imagine, is for the money that we need now, right? And that might be planned expenses, like we know we're going to take a vacation, or we know that we're going to pay for our child's wedding. And it might be for emergencies, right? We just want to have a certain amount in our now bucket.
So that would be money that's liquid.
Exactly.
Okay.
Liquid money. Because as you know, life happens, right?
Oh my gosh, it sure does.
So the furnace breaks, the roof leaks, things like that we need to fix. So that's in our now bucket. To your point, safe and liquid, probably savings, right? Our soon bucket is that middle bucket, and we carve that out for about the next 10 years.
Okay.
We want those dollars to be conservatively invested, right? Because if and when, right? When really, because we recognize that markets go up, markets go down. When the market goes down, we want those dollars to be more conservatively invested. Because if we're in the distribution phase, if we're in retirement, we don't have the luxury, right, to just say, oh, stop taking money, right? We still have our expenses. So we're pulling money out of that soon bucket, and we want those dollars to be invested more conservatively. And then lastly is our later bucket. And just by definition, the money that falls in our later bucket is just what's left over and beyond our now bucket being funded and our soon bucket being funded.
Okay.
Anything left, right, goes in the later bucket. And that's typically more growth oriented. So we don't like it, of course, when our later bucket goes down. Nobody likes that. But we recognize that at least historically, when our later bucket has gone down, we have that time horizon because we properly funded, right?
Our right, because you have at least the 10 years, right?
Exactly. So if our now and soon buckets are properly funded, we recognize that we have the time horizon, right, to allow that later bucket to recover. So that's really a very simple way of describing it. And it is a relatively simple process, but exceedingly powerful.
Oh, for sure. Just knowing how to have these three buckets, how to fund them so that you're not at risk.
Mm-hmm. And that we can address that sequence of returns risk. So that's the type of thing that we do for our clients in the income planning process. So,
and if someone was interested in hearing more, what should they do?
They should call Hammer Financial Group, 219-864-8266. Obviously talk to me or any of the very talented financial advisors here. We'd be happy to sit down with you and create a bucket plan specific to your needs, your goals, your concerns.
And that's what makes Hammer Financial different. That's the Hammer uniqueness.
Exactly.
Great. Well, thank you for hanging out with us today.
It's been fun. Thanks for the chat.
Of course. Again, feel free to call Hammer Financial if you have more questions. Thank you.